BLM decided to gloat about getting away with it and then film themselves gloating about this in their $6 million mansion, the newest $6 million mansion. You may remember, what was it, Patrice Cullors?
Oh, yeah, before it was $1.4 million mansion, and then there was another $2 million one, if I recall correctly.
A couple $500,000 houses that she brought.
Need some townhouses.
And then her wife brought a place in Canada for another organization that was $2 million, and I was like, this is all interesting.
your money at work, folks.
So then the organization brought a $6 million one. And I want to plug first the Cultural Revolution book club that me and Harry did the other day, because there's a lot to relevance in these Marxists and the Marxists from China. And one of the interesting things with the Red Guards in the Cultural Revolution is they stole all the wealth and then piled it all up and then just put it all on themselves, like wearing multiple gold watches and taking home everything. The left they left to rot.
It's genuinely the meme of the pool and the boarded off, fenced off area from the socialist leaders and the rest of the people who are living in slums.
Yes, the socialists in this case, well, the trained Marxists as they call themselves,
yes,
living in luxury. If we go forward, we can see the articles about this because they're being investigated for this as well. That's the relevant part. So if we go to the New York Post article, we have Black Lives Matter labeled delinquent by Californian AG over murky finances. You may remember this. California's Department of Justice is pursuing Black Lives Matter over its murky $60 million coffers, warning the group's shadowy leadership that it will be personally liable for any fees or fines. An organization that is delinquent, suspended, or revoked is not in good standing and is prohibited from engaging in conduct for which registration is required, including soliciting or dispersing charitable funds. So
where's the rest of the money gone? Because Black Lives Matter definitely raised about $1 billion in total.
That's the global movement. Right. This is Black Lives Matter Global Fund, which is a specific organization. And as you can see there, apparently they collected a staggering $90 million.
Right.
And they just had $60 million in the bank. It's interesting. BLM was given 60 days to file a tax and charity document for 2020. In the year it previously confirmed collecting a staggering $90 million, in which $60 million was left over after expenses and grants.
$30 million in expenses.
Grants. None of that going to themselves.
I'm sure it didn't.
100% sure. That fortune sparked a firestorm from its affiliates that say that they never received much needed financial help, while co-founder Patrice Cullors went on a real estate buying binge.
Yes, that's the literal Marxist.
We go to the next one. We can see her deciding to snag 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million. This is just in the US alone. I don't know if you can scroll out. There should be some images of some of the homes. As you can see, these are quite nice. And
quite nice.
To put it lightly, this comes with a lot of land as well.
Quite nice with internal heated pools.
I think this one comes with an airstrip. There you are.
With an airstrip?
For her Marxist flights.
Quite nice. Callum 2022.
I'm British. Patrice Cullors, 37, doing well for herself, also eyed property in the Bahamas. At an Of course she did. In an ultra-exclusive resort where Justin Timberlake and Tiger Woods both have homes. The self-described Marxist last month purchased a $1.4 million home on a secluded road a short drive from Malibu in Los Angeles as well. And so it turns out the big bad reason they didn't return their tax returns is not just because of these homes, it is because of one more home. But it's not a home, they swear. Go to the next article. You can see this is a $6 million mansion in Southern California they just didn't disclose.
I love that they're following the Fidel Castro model of socialism here.
Sure. Well, every socialist, let's be frank.
Well, yeah, but
every story you read about a socialist country, the same thing happens. Yeah. They all just cough all the money into their own lives. And
it's true.
And happening in real time in the United States. Again, proud Marxists. Black Lives Matter brought a swanky Southern California home for nearly $6 million using donation cash, according to a report on Monday. This report, not from themselves, this had to be leaked.
Oh.
They weren't happy about this being leaked.
No kidding.
No. 3 leaders of the social justice movement, Patrice Cullors, Asia Garcia, and
that should be in
Melina
air quotes.
Abdullah.
The social justice movement, quote unquote.
No, there's plenty of social justice for those black women.
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
Recorded the video last June outside the secretly brought home while miking the first anniversary of George Floyd's murder. They literally, for George Floyd's anniversary of him being, well, dead, they decided to clink their glasses and go, to us. I mean, it really is super villain-esque. To George Floyd's corpse.
I like the way it's, while marking the first time, you mean milking the first anniversary. That was a typo, clearly, New York Post.
Yeah, so New York Magazine reported all of this. And if you can scroll down, John, I don't know if you can see some of the images in here of the mansion where they're all clinking their glasses. I don't know if they included them. There you are.
Oh, my God.
That's them on the anniversary of George Floyd being dead, just being like, wow, this went well.
With a lovely little buffet there.
Yeah.
Champagne in the sun, probably in California, I assume that is.
Thing is, as mentioned, they filmed all this, and that's where this is from. It's from a video they uploaded to their own YouTube channel, or at least I should say Patrice's YouTube channel. The
total lack of self-awareness.
Real estate tycoon, Patrice Cullors. She has her own YouTube channel. If we go to the next one, you can see it's archived because it's private.
Oh.
When this was released, this news, she quickly privated the video. Not just this video.
Wait, this looks bad, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yeah. Wait, everyone's pointing out that I'm a grifter, aren't they? Yes.
Because they filmed this video in that $6 million mansion that they totally disclosed. Totally didn't... No, they did use donation funds for it. That's confirmed. So, yeah, that's where the money went. If we go to the next one, we can see her whole channel has been scrubbed.
Oh.
Every video she's ever made, she was like, nah, going to take that down. Presumably all of them are also filmed in various mansions across the country.
You know what 4chan's like with triangulating locations.
Very embarrassed is Patrice. Rich, but embarrassed. If we go to the next one, though, I found a copy of the video. Someone archived it. And salutes in the chat to the chap who managed to do this. Because, as you can see, it's all there and people can go watch it. It's 17 minutes long. And it's largely boring of them just going, aren't we so good? And so I won't bore you with those parts.
Haven't we helped so many black people here?
Yes, all three of them. So I will play you the most important part, which is them sitting around, as I said, like supervillains, talking about how they're so great because they've gotten away with it. They're basically gangsters.
It's literally like a heist movie, isn't it? Where at the end they're enjoying the fruits of the heist.
They're in the Alps with all the Italian gold and being like, to us.
Yeah.
Mr. Kane will never find us. Let's play.
I'm so glad to have the both of you here and in person.
Yes.
It's been a really intense year and a half.
That was a nice way to talk about it.
Right. And I look up to the both of you so much. You know, you're big sisters to me, you're movement leaders, you're gangsters.
Portal opened, right? And how the whole community had to rush in to save D, right? To save our black future. Right? Like that's what was happening, but it wasn't Hippolyta. It's George Floyd's spirit holding it open. Remember we used to pretend like we weren't, had to pretend like we weren't. Defund the police. Because this is a budget issue, right?
And
like now we are talking about abolition. Yeah, we kind of just mean abolition.
Wow, that is the most evil thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
George Floyd there, just holding open the doors so all the money can rush in so we can get these mansions.
George Floyd's spirit, link to George Floyd.
Yeah, giving us all this money.
This mansion is great, by the way. I mean, that's the $6 million one they didn't disclose and then used donation money to buy. That's the amazing part as well. I've also had to mess with the audio, so sorry if it's a bit low quality, because the audio was crap in the original video. Yeah. Because apparently money can't buy you talent, or just apparently skill.
But why would they care? They're not bothered about the audience. This is for them to brag to people.
Yeah, this is for them to send to their friends and be like, look how rich we are.
Yeah. Look how subversive we are. Oh yeah, we were talking about defund the police. No, we want abolition.
I love that too. Nice admission. On tape.
Yeah.
So every leftist who was like, no, or just any of the politicians, actually. I'm not even going
Here's what
AOC, all of them, walking it back.
Defund the police really means. It means balance their budgets or something like that. It's like, no, you liars. You absolute liars.
Have it on tape.
Yeah.
One of the founders of the movement, the one who got mega rich off this as well, is like, yeah, no, we were just lying. Yeah. We were just talking about abolishing the police so then we could, well, bring in the Marxist future. This isn't the worst part either. This goes on, and they decided in the next clip to just talk about how hard it's been for them. It's been terrible. You can see.
I bet it has, yeah.
Let's play.
What about you, A?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'm feeling hopeful in a way that I don't feel like I've felt in a while. I didn't go to one protest last summer.
Wow.
Really? Not one, honey.
Tell us.
I wanted to be in movement in a different role. And I just made a commitment to myself, just like around this concept of rest. What I wanted to do was lean into
what I thought was on the other side of protests, right? Which always happens. You have this ebb and flow. And when the protests die down, you always get that conversation about, well, what rules are you changing?
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what actually comes out of this? And so I think the other thing, though, that happened was that I got super overwhelmed.
I think, though, for me, you know, the hardest moments have been the right-wing media machine. Just leveraging literally all its weight against me, against our movement, against BLM, the organization. I'm some weeks out now from a lot of the noise, so I have more perspective, right? While I was in it, I was in survival mode. But so many people who I've talked to, and I've obviously talked to the two of you ad nauseum about this, but it's because we're powerful, because we are winning. It's because we are threatening the establishment, we're threatening white supremacy. And I think it's this piece that you named earlier, it's not just a cultural shift anymore.
Right.
Like, things are changing for them. The reckoning has come to their doorstep in a way that they haven't had to reckon. And that is, you know, they're clinging. They're clinging.
But Patrice, get this. We are f***ing with their money.
Yes.
Yeah, you are. That's seriously part of the video where they all just sit there and clink.
I just can't get over it. It's literally like reminiscing on how difficult it was to hang from the ceiling during the diamond heist and avoid the laser beams. You know, that nearly got me there, but I managed to flip over it and then got that diamond and I was out.
Got out of it. The worst part for me was the right-wing media, as you say, playing clips of what they said.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is this smear? Is this a smear, Patrice Collis, playing the video that you put up on your own YouTube channel and then hid as soon as people realized that, no, you filmed this in your $6 million mansion that you failed to disclose and then, tried to hide?
I mean, you're actually corrupt villains. Like, you're actually stealing people's money. You're actually taking advantage. And you're actually, I didn't go to a single protest after that. You've got yours. Why would you? Why would you do anything? Black Lives Matter is over for you.
What a weird brag of an activist. I didn't go to a single protest last night.
I love the way
Tell us, honey.
Really? No, the other one was like, really? It's like, yeah. Why would she? And she's just sat there thinking, wait, I could stop going to protest too.
Yeah, I could also become a real estate tycoon. Oh, it's unbelievable. I'm sorry, but I cannot get over just the open bragging there. As you say, not made for the audience, because that was so also, from a video perspective, so boring.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get over how just mundane that was. Like, they clearly hired
self-indulgent
who would, but also just the editing aspects there. Like, they clearly hired someone who had, like, seen beauty vlogs, like the crappy background music in which they just cut for no reason at random times. Like the bit where she's going, yeah, it's been so hard, and then they cut to a wide angle of them all with the champagne. I mean, like, unless that's a weird brag, like, it's a weird thing to do, unless you're also just idiots. And I really put it down to them all being so stupid, they don't realize how bad this looks for them. Until, it got pointed out.
It just looks so elitist.
It's unbelievable. But we'll go back to the article, because they gave a defense.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So Colors, at the time, said she was weeks removed from being in survival mode, fighting white supremacy, blah, 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 blah. We just saw that, so I won't go over that again. But Colors and her...
Shadow boxing white supremacy.
Yeah, but Colors...
on the wall of her mansion.
Colors and her colleagues didn't reveal any details on the upscale home seen behind them in the video. A 6,500 square foot spread with a more than 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, fireplaces, a pool, parking for more than 20 cars. A lot of guests. Her house. The property was purchased in October 2020.
Wow.
So that's right
2
as George
years
Floyd.
She's had this now.
Remember the riots of love?
Yeah.
All the people dead. And she was like, well, I'm going to buy that now. With funds that had been donated to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. Donated funds. Remember when she tried to claim she didn't spend any of the donated funds? Yeah. Well, we have you red-handed now. The 7-bedroom residence was purchased by a man named Dane Pascal 2 weeks after BLM Global Network Funds received $66.5 million from its fiscal sponsor earlier that month. Pascal is the finance manager for Jada and Patrice Consulting, an LLC operated by Colors and her spouse, the ones who buy all the properties all over the world. Ownership was transferred within a week to LLC in Delaware, ensuring the property's owner wouldn't be disclosed.
Wow.
Actively tried to cover it up. The residence was purchased with the intention for it to serve as a, quote, housing and studio space for recipients of the Black Joy Creators Fellowship, BLM said, after being asked about all this. They wanted... Their defense was, okay, yeah, we did buy the $6 million mansion with the donation funds, but trust us, we were going to use it as studio space for Black Joy creators. which is a fellowship they've just seemed to have made up.
Such an obvious grift. Such an obvious way of laundering this money into their own pockets.
Funny thing is, though, I wonder who else was in on this. Because that term, Black Joy,
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Have you?
Not a fan.
I've heard it from YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we go to the next one. Here's a video from YouTube.
Oh, really?
Hashtag YouTube Black voices Black Joy like us. 2 million views there. And it was just some random YouTubers in which they tried to celebrate being black as if that's an achievement. It's a state of being.
Yep.
Not more. If we go to the next one, we can also see that also YouTube UK did a video about this, about Black Joy around the world. And I was like, huh, okay. Because I've not really heard that phrase anywhere else. I mean, this is pure speculation on my part, but I wonder if YouTube were also apparently engaged in this discussion of turning it into studio space in Los Angeles, which I wouldn't be surprised by. But if we go back to the article, the foundation had always planned to disclose the home's legal findings this May. They said, we always planned to do it. We just hadn't done it.
Yeah.
And we also try to hide it.
And now that you've caught us, I guess we'll disclose it.
Yeah, and it doesn't serve as anyone's personal residence, Bowers said. It's just owned by Patrice.
Sure.
I mean, I know she's got 6 homes, so it doesn't serve as her personal residence because she's got, 5 others for that. She's got 1 for every workday, I suppose. But the statement did not spell out why little content has been produced there over some 17 months, if it was in fact intended to be a creative space, according to the report. It's a great point.
This is content, isn't it?
Yeah, that one video that she put on her channel. And then moved
Content
on.
of them bragging.
17 months doing, I don't know, Anita Sarkeesian levels of video production. It's just nothing. And also, I love the point of just you spent the $6 million on this. So not spending it on policy lobbying, local activism, campaigning materials, maybe adverts even.
Why would they do any of that? White supremacy has been conquered now that they own mansions.
Yeah, they brought the mansion for filming, bro. Trust me. Yeah, totally. Interesting charity there. But let's also mention the fact that the response to this, from what I've seen from these types, is endlessly like, as you saw, the right-wing media.
Oh.
The white supremacy that tries to keep her sister down in the dumps of 3 houses instead of 6. And they try to claim this as white people generally doing this, trying to besmirch the good name of Patrice Cullors.
Oh, right, okay.
The Marxist landlords.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just Googled her name on YouTube just to see what would come up and just had a check. And all the videos are from black men, just being like, check her out.
Grifter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as well. I thought it's interesting to mention. You can see one here. If we go to the next one, there's another chap here. It was just like, yeah, I mean, come on. Like, you got played.
Yeah.
And you absolutely did. Demonstrably. $6 million at least in this one house.
That's mad.
One.
Absolutely mad. And maddening to hear about, to be honest. Because none of these people deserve any money or any support. And they're literally standing on the corpse of George Floyd with a bag open and people are shoveling money into it. And the other end of the bag is their own bank accounts.
I love everyone on the right predicted this.
Yeah.
And it all came true. And now we have the video evidence that it's true.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
deniable.
Give these activists, literally tens of millions of dollars. See what happens.
Do you remember that lady, Miss Simpson, who lost her son and then was with the BLM organization, and they came down and were dancing on his grave as well, saying, please donate money because she needs legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
And then she never got any of the money. They just took it. That was also BLM Global Foundation.
Oh, was it?
So it's not just one corpse, of course. It's all the corpses.
Yeah, it's any corpse that they can find. They're going to hold out the bag, people are going to stuff money into it, and then the people who the relatives of the people who died that they were standing on, they're not going to get a single penny of it.
And that'll be bad enough. But then they go and make YouTube videos where they literally just gloat about it. It was to us.
Actual villains.
Literal villains. Don't know what more to say. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as this video, The Politics of American Psycho, between Harry and Thomas here. And if you want to follow what Harry's putting out, you can also follow him at Getter, of course, at Harry Lotus Eater on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.